that concept, say for example, imagine if we have a frame, right? If we have a photo frame in our home, right? Normally when we have how the photo frame structured, say you may have the multiple photos inside that. Okay, so there might be one frame here, okay, and there might be one more frame, and similarly here we have a frame. Okay, assume that these all are the different frames. Okay, so this is considered as a frame one. Say when you have some photos, right, you can club all together and we can make it as a one frame, right? So this is
Yes.
frame one. This is like a frame to photo 2, photo 3, like this. So here this one is frame 3 and this is frame 4 and this is frame 5. Similarly, this is frame 6. Okay, so this frame inside HTML, that means that we are already have one more HTML page. Within the HTML page, we have different frames are there. Okay, so that means this is a one HTML page and this is also one HTML page. So now our driver is going to identify the objects within this HTML page. But imagine that you have another HTML page inside, then how to do that? That is what we are going to see now. So for this, I have one URL. So I will just show you, say, this one, right? So this is one URL is there. See, now these all are the concept of frame. So now if I want to execute this application, I have to pass test here as 3. Okay, now I want to pass this one. So how to do this? Normally what we have to do? Normally here,
Insert web element of that
so here,
field.
yeah. So here we can use, right? Okay, so this is already we have. Now what method we are going to use in order to launch that? Driver dot get URL, right? So here I need to pass the URL. So once I pass this URL, then I need to identify the web element, right?
Yes, sir.
Driver dot find element by dot. So let's identify the web element first. So this is the web element, right? So now here, this one is my test one. So this is the name is there. So I can directly use the by dot name attribute, name, by dot name. So here I will go with test one. Okay. Now what method we are going to use in order to pass the test?
Dot send keys.
Send keys. Okay. I can have to in bracket. That's all. Okay. So now if I run this, okay. Let's see, now I can run this program. See, the test is entering.
No, sir.
No, right? So in these situations, what we will have to do? 1 minute. Okay, for this, what we have to do now? See,
Why it
now
is
we are
not
not
identifying,
passing
sir?
the
That
test. Now, so this is nothing but a frame concept. So this is one frame, this is second frame, this is third, this is fourth. So how are we going to identify that, whether that is a frame? See here, whenever if you right click on this, within this web page, once if you right click, right, you can see the view frame. Okay, you can see
okay.
if you observe this view frame, then that page is developed inside the HTML. So we can say HTML pages. Okay, so that is the inside HTML, there is another HTML. Now, if this is the case, what we will have to do, we have to pass, we will give instructions to the driver. Hey boss, just go to this particular frame first. First, we will initiate to move to this particular frame. So how to do that? We have some methods. We have, see, we got the no such element exception, right?
Sir, but we have identified that field correctly, no, by giving the text name and the text
Correct, correct.
name of that field, but still it is not identifying.
Yeah, that's what. Because see, here we are getting the no such element exception, right?
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Why it is giving that error? Because right now this is under the HTML, inside a HTML. Assume that this is the frame, right?
Oh, okay, okay.
So
Okay.
now the driver is looking into this particular place. This particular place is looking. Okay, this
Okay.
place it is locating. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
so within
Got it. Got it.
this is the HTML initial, but we have another HTML is there, right? Within the HTML, we have frame, first frame, right? This is not able
Yes,
to
sir.
identify because our driver is locating here only. Now we are not transferring to this particular HTML, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
In
Got
that
it.
situations, what we will have to do, we have a method driver dot switch to dot frame. Again, in this frame, we have three methods. Frame by using index, by using string, by using web element. So you can use any of these things. So index, suppose index in the sense, we have that this is 0th index and this is first index, this is second index, this is third index, like that. When we are discussing about the arrays, we discussed about that index, right? Indexing concept, indexing.
Yes, sir.
Indexing in the sense, suppose if this is a line, so this is first in 0, 1, 2, these all are the indexes, right? 0th index, it starts with
Yes, yes.
0th index. So in the similar manner here also, this is a 0th index and this is a second, first, second, like this. Now, my intention is I want to switch to this particular frame first. So now here I have the 0th index. I will use this, okay? So now this one, I can keep it here. Okay. So what we will do when we launch this URL, driver, it moves to this particular frame, specific frame. Then it will identify the field. Okay. So let's see now here, now if I run this, okay, see now it is identifying, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So that means that earlier this is outside of the inside of this HTML page. That's why it is not able to
Okay.
identify. But the moment when you are switching to this particular frame, then we are able to enter the values. Okay.
Sir, in real-time websites also, to know if it is inside frame, I have to right-click, select view frame source. Okay.
Yes, yes. Yeah, we will have to identify whether that is under the view source or like within the frame or outside of the frame. If we have the within the frame, then you need to update like this. Okay, you have to use the switch to dot frame. Okay. Okay, like that, we need to check that. One minute. Okay, so like this, suppose if I want to pass here as a testing Selenium. Okay, so now how to enter this? Now I want to pass this. Okay, we need
You
to
have
first
to
of all,
switch to frame 3.
yes, like that. So now what we will have to do? So here switch to frame, that is second index, 0, first, second, right? So now I have to use this second index. Then I have to use test here, testing Selenium. Okay, so now if I'll execute this, okay, not highlighting, right?
It is not. Yeah, it is not
Okay.
reading.
Okay, because here that name is not able to identify by dot name, right? So
Okay,
this
okay.
is we are not changing.
Name ID is wrong.
So that is I think 2, 3 test 3, my test 1, yeah, test 3. If we can use that.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yeah.
so like this now. So this is by using indexing concept. Okay, so similarly, if I want to pass here also, but suppose assume I want to pass test here. Again, I need to pass here in this iframe 4. I need to pass here as Java full stack. So now I want to pass this test also simultaneously. Then what I have to do?
Same
When we
line.
have this kind of thing, right?
Okay.
What you have to do? Uh, assume that you have the default frames, okay, default frames. So once you move to this particular frame, then again that instantiation, it is moving back to the default frame. Okay, so in that case, what we have to do here, we will have to use driver dot. So I will use the same thing. So after this, okay, so this one is test4. I'm going to use here Java Selenium, and here test, that is third index. So I will use the third. So what I will do, the moment when the cursor moves to this particular frame, then again it is moving back to the parent frame. So that thing we have to do again. Driver dot switch to dot parent frame. Okay. Again you have the driver dot switch to dot default. So every time it is going to the default content, so it is going to move that. So now if I'll run this, then it will enter the test on both the places. Okay, you got it right, this
Yes,
one.
sir. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so this is one approach, but imagine that I'm having, say for example, today we have, this is very limited indexes, right? Today I have only 3 or 4 index are there, right? But tomorrow, if any web page, assume that you may have the like multiple indexes sizes. Say for example, assume that, say how are we going to calculate that? Because right now this is the zero, this is zero, this is first, this is second, this is third. But imagine that, how are we going to calculate this? How, on what basis we are going to do that, right? Say here, if I am calculating, this is the first, this is second, this is third, this is four, but in application, it may capture this is one, this is two, this is three, this is four, this is five, this is six, or this is one, this is two, this is three, this is four, like this. So there might be a chances of using, right, either up and down or horizontally, vertically. In that, if that is the cases, it is very difficult to identify with the help of index, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So in such cases, what you have to do, right? So you will better to go with web element concept, okay, rather than going with indexing concept. We can directly go with web
Okay.
element. So how to do that? Just here. Now, say for example, we'll go with this option. Say this is frame 2 is there. I have the frame 2. Assume that first of all, I have to identify the web element. So what is the web element here? So here, if I go upstairs, this is the web element, right? So that means that when I mouse over on this, when I mouse over on this frame 2, this green color is completely highlighting, right? Have you observed this?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
See, when I mouse over on this, that entire frame 2 is highlighting. Okay. See now, this entire frame 2 is highlighting, right?
Yes, sir.
So now with the help of this, we are going to identify the web element. So how to identify the web element? Control F. How to write the XPath for this?
Frame only. Frame is the
Hmm.
tag.
So here double forward slash frame open brace @ attribute is equal to,
Open quotes, value.
yeah,
Okay.
frame -1 dot html, right? So this is src, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So now this is closed. Okay. See, this is highlighting first one, but now I want to second. So now we have identified one frame. That means that we are completely identifying the web element. So now I have to write the driver dot find element. So this returns as what? Driver dot find element returns what? Driver dot find element returns what? See, whenever we have
Web
the,
element.
yes, correct, web element. So here by dot XPath. So in this double quotes, put it that. Now what I will do, I will store this under a web element. Web element frame 3 or frame 2. Okay. So we have to import the web element. The moment when I updated this, right? Now what I have to do, I can move my driver to that particular frame. So now I can use the driver dot switch to dot
Switch to dot frame to.
here, right? Dot frame. We have a web element method right here, frame 2.
Okay.
Now imagine that even if you have 100 frames, you don't bother about that. If you go with this web element, you can directly pass the test. So now I can use the, again we have the default frame. So rather than this, I can use this. Okay. You got it right. So this one. So once
sir.
we move to this frame 3, then it is going to, so now this one is test 2. Okay. So here, see now if I'll execute, so now it is executing this 3 and frame 2, it is not. So maybe it may throw error. No such element exception. Okay, so what we did here, so this one we have did.
We don't know it has identified frame 2 also and is not entering. By name, text ID is correct.
Let's see now here. See, now it is highlighting because that is the moment when we are passing, this is the script, which this is the above, we have to use this. Because whenever we have entered this test, right, again it is going back to default content. That's why
Okay.
we used
Okay.
here. You got it right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
See, now if I'll run, what I will do, I will make them some thread dot sleep. Thread dot sleep. So 10,000 milliseconds. Control C. Okay, so whenever we are passing the test, it will wait for some time and then it will execute. Okay, so this is how we are going to utilize with the help of in iframes. Whenever if we have a HTML page tagged inside the HTML, then we will have to move this to, because this is basically, we have a concept called driver dot switch to. Suppose if I want to open, this is a new window, right? New tab, new window, right?
Okay.
So this is a new tab. This is new window. A new window means what? Here we can use the same window. We can able to use. This is one. When I'm going to open new tab, new window, when I'm right click on this, right? So you have the new tab. So if you click on plus tab, it will open a new tab. Okay. So like this. So this is also, we have the concept called as switch to dot. So if the moment when I use that switch to, then it is going to move to the next tab. Say, assume that here we have one. So here, suppose, say for example, I have one driver dot get. So here, assume I have one active time. See, now I have this site is there. Okay. So now what happens? Initially, it will launch this browser. Okay. Now let us see what is going to happen now. You got the both on the same window, right? One after another.
Yes, sir.
But
Yeah.
I don't want to get on that. Once I launched this, then I want to get this to in a different tab. Driver dot switch to dot window. Okay, new window. So here we have window type. Window type dot. We have a tab. So if you use this, then it is going to move to the next tab automatically. Let's have a execute. This is a, because this is a very good option in Selenium WebDriver 4.0. Otherwise, we have to go with the mouse over actions. See, now it has been
Okay.
opened a new tab, right? Correct?
Okay. Yes, sir. Yeah.
So similarly, if I want to use the same window, then I can use the driver dot switch to dot new window, and then we have to use window type dot window. We have window, so you have to use, if we want to get it on the same window, then you can use it like this window. Okay. Okay, let's see now. So this is a concept of new window, new tab.
Like it is opening another new session of the browser, no, sir? That is new
Mhm.
window.
Yes, yes, it will open new window, means it will open the same window. Here itself it will open. But if you use the tab, then it will open the new tab. Okay. So that is how it is going to work. Okay. So in this, we have ID also. In this iframes, we have an ID concept also. Driver switch to dot, frame dot string. So whenever if the element is having ID or name, then we can go with that string concept. Driver dot switch to dot frame. You have one string right here.
Yes, sir.
So if the frame is having either ID or name, then we can go with this concept. Okay, so this is also, because in this example, this string is not there. That's why I didn't update it. So you can check that. Okay. So this is all about iframes concept. This is a very, very important concept. In interview also, they may ask you how to identify the web elements. There is a two HTML inside, there is another HTML though. How are we going to identify that?
Okay.
So we have to use with the help of driver dot switch to dot frame concept. Under that frame, we have three methods. Either we can go with web element when you have more indexes. And if you have less indexes, one or two, then you can go with directly indexing concept. Or we can go with string concept when you have ID or name, if you identified any test. Okay. And these are the
Okay.
driver new tab, new window. This is the small portion. Okay. So are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, that's all about this today's session, Srivalli. So if you have
Okay.
any queries, you can just recall once and we'll confirm.
Okay.
Otherwise, I will share you by EOD all these notes also.
The
Okay.
recording.
Yeah,
Okay.
recording I will share you. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.